hello everyone. I hope that you all are doing really great and welcome to the Bhagavad Gita series. And in this video, I will be explaining the meaning of Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 and this will be part 1 of the video. Now, let us talk about the prerequisites of this video. You should have knowledge of the characters of Mahabharata and also you should know the context behind why the war is taking place. You should know who is Lord Krishna and all these things, right? So if you don't know, then please let me know in the comments below. I will be making a separate YouTube shorts for this. And before we begin, it is always said that before we start something new or something good, we should seek the grace and blessings from Lord Ganesha. So, Vakratunda Mahakare Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Gurme Devo Sarvakareshu Sarvada. So, Chapter 1, Arjun Vishad Yog. Introduction. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the two strong armies, stood side by side. On one side were the sons of King Dhritarashtra, known as Kauravas, and on the other sides were the sons of Pandu, known as Pandavas. Verse 1. Now, King Dhritarashtra, who was blind and hence unable to see the war, asked his trusted advisor Sanjay, who had got a boon from the great saint Veda Vyasa for his divine vision. So he could see the war sitting at the kingdom. So Dhritarashtra asked him, what are my sons and the Pandavas doing in the war? So even though it is obvious that in the war, what they'll just fight, but then too Dhritarashtra questioned this. Why? Dhritarashtra knew that what he and his sons had done to Pandavas by snatching away their kingdom and their rights were very wrong, and he was scared that the sacred land of Kurukshetra will always give victory to the right ones. And but on the conflict, he also did not want his sons to lose the war, or neither he want to give the part of his kingdom to Pandavas. So this anxiety made him ask or and question Sanjay about the future, like what was happening in the war. Verse 2. So Sanjay, who understood Dhritarashtra's concerns, he told that the Pandavas were ready for the war and they had a very strong military formation, and then shifted the focus to Dhritarashtra's sons, Duryodhana. So Duryodhana actually, after seeing Pandava's army, feared because he actually underestimated and the strength and the size of the Pandava's army, and now he was very anxious and nervous. Verse 3 to 11. Duryodhana he approached Dronacharya, though he showed as if he is showing respect to him, but in reality he just wanted comfort for his own anxiety. Now Duryodhana turned to Dronacharya, his guru, and pointed out the impressive military army of Pandavas. So this army was led by Drishtadyumna, who was son of King Drupad. So many years ago, actually, Dronacharya, along with the Pandavas, fought a battle with the King Drupad and won half of their kingdom. And to take revenge, King Draupad performed some sacrifices, and then he was blessed with a son named Drishtadyumna, who was born with a boon to kill Dronacharya. So, and interestingly, Drishtadyumna was also a student of Dronacharya. Dronacharya, who knew about this, taught him all these skills without any biasness. So now Duryodhana tried to point out his guru's Dronacharya's mistake about educating Drishtadyumna. Duryodhana started to closely examine the Pandavas' army and started to take the names of the great warriors from their side. And then, to cope up with his anxiety and to make him feel better, he looked at his own army, Kaurava army, and then started to take names of the great leaders and about their expertise, like Bhishma Pitama, Ashwathama, Karna, and all these people. Dronacharya was actually not a warrior but actually a Brahmin, and as well as a guru. So Duryodhana called Dronacharya as Vidotama, which means the greatest of Brahmins. But this was actually a way of insulting Dronacharya and a way of telling him that if he loses the war or if he doesn't fight with enough courage, then people will assume him to be a very low Brahman who was just interested in enjoying the food of the kingdom and the lavish lifestyle that the king provides. Now, the Kaurava army was led by the great warrior Bhishma, who was also blessed with a boon that he can decide the time of his death. So, he was actually indefatigable. And Duryodhana compared his army, who was led by Bhishma, to the Pandava army, which was led by Bhim, the king Bhim. Bhishma Pitama, who loved both the Pandavas and the Kauravas equally, and he did not have any partial feelings for any of the other side. But since long back, he had taken a vow that he would always protect the kingdom of Hastinapur, and so even though he knew that he is standing in the team of those people who are not following the path of dharma, he stood with them and to fight the battle. So this depicts the strong and complex personality of Bhishma Pitama. Duryodhana also ordered the Kaurava army to stay close by Bhishma Pitama and to protect and support him, as he wanted to use the boon of Bhishma Pitama as an advantage for his own self. Verse 12 to 13. Bhishma knew deep down that Duryodhana is not going to win, and the Sri Krishna, who is supporting the Pandavas' army, is indefatigable, and definitely the victory will go to Pandavas. But then, to support his grandson's moral, he started to blew the conch shells very loudly. So at that time, the blowing of conch shells means the start of the war. And by doing this, he not only wanted to depict that he is ready for the war, but also he wanted to tell Duryodhan that he will give his 100% for sure. And also, by seeing this, many of the Kauravas' army began to play their instruments very loudly. Verse 14 to 18. So now, on the Pandavas' side, sitting on a very magnificent chariot driven by white horses, Sri Krishna and Arjuna began to blow their conch shells loudly, depicting enthusiasm from the Pandavas as well. And also, all the other Pandavas began to blow their instruments as a symbol of start of the war. Verse 19 to 20. Now, the son of Pandu, Arjun, had a insignia of Hanuman in the flag, which was attached to the chariot. So, why this? Because long back, Arjuna was very proud of his own archery skills and told to Lord Krishna that why did the monkeys and the community spent so much time in building a bridge from India to Sri Lanka with heavy stones. If I would have been there, I would have created a bridge of arrows in just a few minutes. So Krishna challenged Arjun to do the same, and then Arjun created a bridge of arrows from India to Lanka. And then Krishna called upon the most strong Lord Hanuman to test it. And as soon as Lord Hanuman stepped into the bridge, it got crushed away. And then similarly, simultaneously, Arjun's pride also got crushed away. And Hanuman taught Arjuna about humility and how not to be extremely proud of one's own skills. Arjuna further sought forgiveness from Hanuman, and then Hanuman offered Arjuna a boon that he would sit on his chariot during the time of the war. Verse 21 to 26. Arjuna said to Lord Krishna, please take me to the middle of the war so that I can see who all are fighting in the Kauravas side, as he wanted to see who all are taking the side of Adharma. Arjuna wanted to punish them equally as they had taken wrong side, and also wished that none of them should be spared. Krishna told Arjun about the warriors of Kauravas, and also addressed Bhishma, who was Arjuna's grandfather, and Dronacharya, who was Arjuna's guru. And he did this deliberately to remind Arjun that he wants to fight the battle with his blood relations. And the all knowing Lord Krishna planted a seed of doubt in Arjun's mind to remove it later, because he wanted to prepare the stage for to impart the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the sacred scripture, which would be very beneficial in the future generations, especially in the Kali Yuga. So now Arjun could see all his relatives, his grandfather, his teachers, his well wishers, his friends, everyone in the opposite team. So this was it for the part 1 of the chapter 1 video. I have completed around 26 verses, and I will be coming up with the part 2 of chapter 1 very soon. I hope that you liked this video, and please let me know in the comments below on the areas where I can improve myself, and stay connected and stay tuned. Bye.